remember about that night when you crashed the car into the tree? I mean, were you just so drunk? Do you remember anything?
I remember driving home, and I don't remember the accident itself, but I don't think I'll ever be able to forget waking up in the car. You know, the shattered glass everywhere, my hands covered in blood, the cars speeding past, nobody stopping. That feeling when I looked to my right and saw there was someone sitting in my passenger seat, but I didn't know who it was. Grabbing her hand, trying to wake her up, and getting no response. Those are things you don't forget.
Drunk driving. Two words that, when put together, are some of the most hair-raising and gut-wrenching in the English language. Drunk driving is one of the largest crimes in America, with the number of drunk driving incidents reported steadily increasing over the past 2 years. To show just how large the scope of drunk driving has actually become, it has been recorded that on average, 2 in 3 people will be involved in a drunk driving crash in their lifetime, and that the number of drunk driving crashes in the United States are so large they affect someone every 2 minutes. While these statistics alone would do some good with scaring a good amount of people from ever getting behind the wheel of a car after they've been drinking, it is also important to note that drunk driving is notorious for being the furthest thing from a victimless crime. Take, for example, the case of the affluenza teen Ethan Couch, who destroyed the lives of several families after he chose to drink and then get behind the wheel of a vehicle.
16-year-old Ethan Couch is there with 7 friends.
They're drinking, they're having a good time, and then the young woman needs to go to the convenience store. So they decide, well, we'll go get them.
All of them?
All of them decide to go.
8 teenagers load into Ethan's souped-up fire engine red pickup. 6 in the cab, 2 in the flatbed, and head on out the road. Ethan guns it, hitting nearly 70 miles an hour in seconds. His truck barreling toward the scene at the Boyles family mailbox. When the red pickup truck packed with 8 teenagers, 2 in the flatbed, lost control, it swerved into a ditch, sideswiped that disabled white SUV, then mowed down those 4 bystanders, crashing into Brian Jennings' white truck before flipping over into a tree. These photos show what remains of the Ford F-350 that Ethan turned into a weapon of mass destruction, and Brian Jennings' accordion white Chevy tossed across the road.
The scene was as bad, if not worse, than anything I've seen, and that's 35 years of law enforcement, because it was a huge crime scene, spread over hundreds and hundreds of yards.
While the legal consequences of drinking and driving are awful enough on their own, most drunk drivers also speak of another type of unknown consequence: regret.
Do you think a day goes by that I don't think about that night? That I don't replay in my head over and over and over and over and over what happened that night? Nothing matters now. Not who I was, not who I could be, not who I am. I destroyed my own life and I took hers. And there's nothing I can do about that. And that is what I have to live with for the rest of my life.
You just don't think, you know. And it's sad that it takes a place like this to have to see the light, you know.
Unfortunately, drunk driving seems to be a crime with many consequences felt in many different ways. It is up to us as a community to try and get people to stop and think before they get behind the wheel of a car.
I wouldn't want anyone else, not even my worst enemy, to walk in my shoes right now. You never think that something like this is going to happen to you. It's 1 in a million, like, and then boom, it hits you. And there you are, that 1 in a million.